Shalom, shalom. All praise is due to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. I like to say all praises are due to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone and the sincere brothers who are pushing the word of Yahweh Shem Yahushai throughout the four corners via internet and to the 12 tribes that are scattered abroad. Say shalom. I'll be pushing this word out today, and just gonna get into the topic of Leviathan slash Godzilla slash Kalutu, as they call him on the other tongues. So I'll just get right into it. Go to Job 41. So like Job 41. Earlier. Start at reading from the NLT. Start at okay. All right. Yeah. Can you catch Leviathan with a hook or put a noose around his jaw? Which is, Esau being out at sea. Obviously, Esau searches out all things and thinks that he can capture every single creature on the planet for himself. When this is a apex predator that, or super predator that the Most High has for himself to do his indignation in the day of the Lord, coming to the days of the Lord. So this is not, you can't send out a man to go and do this type of job to capture this creature that the Most High has put in the earth to do his bidding. Esau can't capture him, kill him, and have a banquet for him to show off, oh, I got this creature, this creature that like this, and I can, chain him up. It's not going to happen. Now, verse 2, it says, can you tie it with a rope through the nose or pierce its jaw with a spike? Yeah, so you can't throw a harpoon through it to, show that you have it in slavery, which you put with animals. You'd bore a hole through their ear or nose, as a sign of submission, but that's not going to happen. Verse 3, will it beg you for mercy or implore you for pity? Will it beg you for mercy or implore you for pity? That is, this is a question that Esau, he doesn't have the answer for, but he'll still go ahead, even though that he's going to lose sorely, and think he's going to have a good outcome, but that's not the case. Will it agree to work for you or to be your slave for life? Yeah, like I was mentioning about boring a hole through it, or through its ear or through its nose, to show some uh, a sign of submission or servitude. Verse 5, can you make it a pet, or make it a pet like a bird, or give it to little girls to play with? Will merchants try to buy it, to sell it in their shops? So, there's multiple questions here for Esau to answer in this day and age. Well, he's going to have to really answer in the kingdom of heaven under the authority of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, right? He's going to have to have an answer, mainly the elite, because they know of these things. And then they have certain handmen that they pick out to go die for them or whatever, right? So Esau has a lot to answer for in the kingdom. Verse 7, will its hide be hurt by spears, or its head by a harpoon? If you lay a hand on it, you will certainly remember the battle that follows. You won't try that again. So it's quite it's something to look forward to for the hopeful elect. But Esau, he can't wait to take down everything, and he still thinks that because he can reach the top of Mount Everest and so forth, and I've gone to this end, I've gone to Antarctica and beyond. What we I've reached the height of heavens, and fooling the masses. But there's no place where his stinky carcass hasn't gone to on this planet. And this pride, he's going to meet the Most High's creatures, mainly Leviathan, and that pride is going to be smothered out. Verse 7, will its hide be hurt by spears, or its head by a harpoon? If you lay a hand on it, you will certainly remember the battle that follows. You won't try that again. No, it is useless to try to capture it. The hunter who attempts it will be knocked down. So certain men that is going to be appointed to die at the hands of Leviathan, which is in the planet, which is going to be done by ultimately by Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Yahweh Shai. So verse 10, and since no one dares to disturb it, who then can stand up to me? Wow, that is something to dwell on in the head for an Edomite. Who has given me anything that I need to pay back? Everything under everything under heaven is mine, Salakia. I want to emphasize Leviathan's limbs and its enormous strength and graceful form. So he's the perfection of what the Most High has put in the earth. A perfection unlike any other apex predator. Who can, verse 13, who can strip off its hide, and who can penetrate its double layer of armor? Yeah, that's those scales, because he's a sea creature. I remember a while back I had researched about scales, and scales and hairs are basically kind of the same thing, but more or less, it's a for creatures of the sea mostly. They just have the scales, but it's a form of keratin and some other stuff. But basically, it's you know um, land animals will depending on depending on what they are, really, they'll have more or less long hair and of that sort. But creatures of the sea predominantly have scales. Not all of them, but that's a plating of armor, which is referring to. I'll read it again. Who can strip off its hide, and who can penetrate its double layer of armor? Who can pry open its jaws, for its teeth are terrible. So this Leviathan creature, jagged teeth, and beyond that. So verse 15. Its scales are like rows of shields, tightly sealed together. Read that again, because that's its scales are like rows of shields, tightly sealed together. They are close together that no air can get between them. That is a sight to behold. So there's not going to be no weak point. Oh, we see a kink in the armor. Nope. Not with Leviathan. 17. Each scale sticks tight to the next. They interlock. Wow. So it's like, wow, built with precision. They interlocked and cannot be penetrated. It speaks for itself. When it sneezes, it flashes light. Its eyes are like the red of dawn. Holy shit. That's crazy, man. When it sneezes, it flashes light. Its eyes are like the red of dawn. Wow. Lightning leaps from its mouth. Flames of fire flash out. So there's like, with Leviathan, he has light. Now, creature Godzilla had light coming out, or immense, massive amount of radiant fire would come out of his mouth, right? Verse 19, lightning leaps from its mouth, flames of fire flash out. Smoke streams from its nostrils like steam from a pot heated over burning rushes. Jeez, that's a lot. And then you have to wonder how much. What's the temperature of that heat that he's coming out of his body? So that's something to really behold, and that's fearful and dreadful. Verse 21: its breath would kindle coals, for flames shoot from his mouth. The tremendous strength in Leviathan's neck strikes terror wherever it goes. Its flesh is hard and firm and cannot be penetrated. Its heart is hard as a rock, hard as a millstone. So this is terrifying, man. Not something for that people's hearts are gonna melt. Their minds they're gonna faint from seeing this. Mainly the average Edomite. Verse 25. When it rises, the mighty are afraid, gripped by terror. So the strong man, or the man in position of power, the top Edomite, they're gonna be, they're gonna look like they've seen a ghost, or their lights flashing before their eyes. Better yet, verse 26. No sword can stop it. So no missile. You've been bombing. You've been bombing in the sea and stuff like that for the last 70 plus years. We're in the 50s, 1950s, and so forth. And not too long ago, we did bomb out at sea off the coast of Florida for we don't even know what reason. That was given by consent or whatever, using a nuclear deterrent. Don't know who you were using that or what you were using that on, because there was no retaliation back from another nation. Because if another nation was there or whatever and that happened, then obviously there would be a a level of imminent threat. Would the nations would have been alerted to, or NORAD would have been alerted, and then so forth. And there would have been a conference as such. So what did they actually nuke? Or whenever they nuke out at sea, what were they nuking for? Because Esau knows the scriptures. That's what the average so-called Negro doesn't even realize that. With the average person out there, they don't realize that. So this comes into play now. What is Esau doing using nuclear deterrence? And these are things that he's been trying to do, because he's trying to upset prophecy. That's what Esau is. He's against the Heavenly Father's word, and he will do as he fits, as he sees fit, which is always against the Heavenly Father's word in the scriptures. So it says 26, no sword can stop it, no spear, dart, or javelin. Verse 27, iron is nothing but straw to that creature. And iron is one of the most strongest metals, right? A lot of that you get in Brazil, right? Different parts of the world and so forth. So it says that it's like straw. That's crazy. And bronze is like rotten wood. So it just breaks apart. And that's something that's supposed to be extremely strong. And that says it's iron. It has nothing but straw. Crazy, man. 28. Arrows cannot make it flee. Stones shot from a sling are like bits of grass. So, they shoot an arrow, missile, you know, modern day in modern day tech it would be a missile. Besides from an air, it would be considered air going back to the scriptures. Wouldn't even do a thing to him. Arrows cannot make it flee. Stones shot from a sling are like bits of grass. That is, man. Clubs are like a blade of grass, and it laughs at the Swiss of javelins. Its belly is covered with scales, as sharp as glass. It plows up the ground as it drags through the mud. Mm-mm. I'll read it again. Verse 30. Its belly is covered with scales. That's its armor, as sharp as glass. Plows up the ground as it drags through the mud. Leviathan makes the water boil, and its commotion, it stirs the depth like a pot of ointment. So when he breathes his fire, it changes the temperature, down below, wherever he, Most High, directs him to be. Verse 32, the water glistens in its weight, making the sea look white. Nothing on earth is its equal. No other creature so fearless. Of all the creatures, it is the proudest. Of all the creatures, it is the proudest. It is the king of beasts. I said it's an apex predator. So he's going to be on earth to do his the Most High's bidding. I'm going to read this from Psalms. Psalm 27. Jeez. Psalms 104 and 25. I'll start at 24. O Lord, Psalms 104, verse 24. O Lord, what a variety of things you have made. In wisdom you have made them all. The earth is full of your creatures. That's right. Verse 25. Here is the ocean, vast and wide, teeming with life of every kind, both large and small. See the ships sailing along, and Leviathan, which you made to play in the sea. They all depend on you to give them food as they need it. When you supply it, they gather it. You open your hands to feed them. They are richly satisfied. I guess that's it from there. Yeah. I'm going to go to get this Amos and It's Amos 5:19. And in that day, NLT, and in that day will you will be like a man who runs from a lion, only to meet a bear, escaping from the bear. He leans his hand against the wall of the house and he's bitten by a snake. Esau thinks he's going to escape from the pending judgments that the Most High is going to be bringing forth perplexities upon the earth, and these things are to happen for judgment, right? All these things are for the impending judgment that's coming down the road, and anybody who thinks they're going to be able to escape, it's only going to be the Most High who can make people make those that are of His elect that they're going to be able to escape the impending trouble. Right, so these things are for the day of the Lord, to destroy the wicked, those that are wicked, that don't have the pardon from the Heavenly Father, that have a pardon sanction from the Heavenly Father, from Yahushai. Yahushai. So, verse 20, yes, the day of the Lord will be dark and hopeless, without a ray of joy or hope. So, that's the main thing that's going to happen. Now, I got this one here, and this. Shoot. Okay. Ecclesiasticus 39 and 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes in the time of destruction. They pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. So these things that are coming in the time of judgment, just like in the days of Egypt, or any time there was a nation that was ruling, the Most High brought forth judgment that wasn't continuing to do righteousness in the earth. So you do your folly, your wicked deeds, then you have to reap what you sow. Verse 29. Fire and hail and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance. Teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents, and the sword punishing the wicked to destruction. So these are, as I read earlier with Leviathan, he's a tool of the Most High's likeness to punish people here on the earth for disobeyment and for their wicked deeds. That the Most High is going to use Leviathan to slay a certain portion of men on the earth, right, in the day of the Lord. So that is coming down the pipe, right? It's right around the corner. So with that, I'm gonna close up and take heed to the word and fear Yahweh Shai and pray and in your leisure time take up the scriptures and push the word to the hopeful elect, and continue pushing the word in righteousness and sincerity to the hopeful elect. I'd like to say all praise to Yahweh Shem Shai, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the hopeful elect, to the 12 tribes scattered abroad. Shalom.